Hey, sorry, I want to keep up with stuff, but today's one of those days. Um, so I'm just sort of apologizing to everybody. I'm trying really hard. The thing about fibromyalgia is it's totally sort of random. Now, okay, um, so fibromyalgia is, I mean, most people sort of know it's just pain, and there's a lot of controversy on if it's a real thing or not. And I'll tell you right now, I've talked to enough fibro sufferers that this it exists, and there's a lot of controversy and anger and upset because fibro sucks. Okay, I think I've only said that like 80 bazillion times, but it really does because you have less capability than your body shows or than you show. Um, and if people don't really know you or hang around you long enough, they have no clue. For instance, okay, here's a good story. My parents love them to death. Um, Once a year, we'd come down and we'd visit for Christmas. Now, we'd be here like a week or two. Generally, I think it was just a week. Um, so we'd visit in Colorado, and I would just push myself until I was completely spent. And my wife would just say, Chris, stop it, knock it off. You need to rest. You're gonna just you're running out of gas, and if once you run out, you're gonna be stuck in bed forever. And I knew, and I know, and I'd say, honey, I'm visiting family. I'm just gonna do this, and I gotta do this right now. So I'm sorry, but um, I'll pay for it later. So I'd spend a whole week, and we'd run around, and we'd hit like the museum, and I mean, basically during that week, I would run so hard and so fast that there were just times where I would hit the bed just to rest for a second. Next thing I know, wake up 3 or 4 hours later because I completely collapsed. And that's fibro. I mean, you can't really plan things, but you can sort of push yourself. I mean, I've talked to a lot of people who can get up and just can push themselves. The thing is, the more your gas tank can only get so full before you and before it I don't not even that. I mean, you can only throw so much sand in the gas tank or something, whatever, before it doesn't run anymore. And you get less and less and less and less, and it's a pain in the butt because you can push yourself if you really have to, but every single second you're pushing yourself is another second where you're gonna have to pay for it bad, and that whether that be complete exhaustion or ridiculous pain or both. I mean, my poor wife, I mean, she would just ask me to settle down, to slow down, that kind of stuff. And I have a sneaking suspicion that, that's what I showed. That's what I show a lot of the people when they see me out and about is, I could put on a fake face and say, hey, how's it going? But that doesn't mean that I'm not sitting there just miserable. I mean, I can't stand steel chairs, man. Those things hurt like crazy. Okay, moving along. Um, so when I moved back, because I lost the house and everything, um, my parents were supportive, and I mean, I was in a bad situation, and I couldn't. We had done everything we could, and we just sort of it didn't work out. So I had to move in with my parents in my 30s. Not fun. I know, not that my parents weren't good or helpful, more that moving in with your parents sucks because you don't want to have to go back. And not that it's them or the area, it's yeah, I went out on my own and I did it for, a decade, and then whoops, gotta come back now. And that's sort of what happened. And then, and then the not visiting Chris was there. So, it was pretty interesting because there was an expectation for me to do more than I was capable of, but I had set that expectation because I quite literally, pushed myself into complete exhaustion and then wasn't even coherent for a couple days or whatever whenever I got home. I mean, I really I ran myself so far into the ground because I wanted to spend time with my family, with my parents, with my siblings, with you know my children and my wife, and I wanted to be there and do all the stuff they were doing. And there was times like, I mean, they had plans and they're like, let's go, and I'm like, no. I just had to stop, and or I wasn't awake, or Lisa's like, well, Chris is staying home. Oh, I'm going with you. No, you're not. You just barely started moving again. You lie your butt down and you get your rest, and we'll go do shopping at Kohl's or wherever they went. Um, but yeah, so I mean, you miss out on part of the fun stuff. But um, moving back in, my parents are like, yeah, well, we just need you guys to help out around the house. I mean, there's a bunch here, and we need to keep up on things, and we'll just sort of set up responsibilities and chores and stuff. And in the beginning, I was a part of that, and I really tried hard. Um, but I couldn't keep up, and it wasn't like I wasn't doing what I could, but and I still do. And I mean, it's really tough on me, and that's part of what I'm getting over now. But at the time, I was like, it was near impossible to even just do the dishes every day. Um, and there's a lot of factors to that. It wasn't just the fibro. I think there was some medication and stuff. Um, but and I may have brought this up. I don't know if I have or not. But okay, so like, I think the first week we were there, or one of I don't maybe not. Maybe it was early months. I thought it was near the beginning. You know, um, like okay, so my wife, I wake up and my wife looks at me and goes, "Well, so you were crying in your sleep again." I'm like, "What?" Because I don't cry. I don't like to. It's just I try really hard not to. It's that whole men thing kind of. But like, really? And she's like, "Oh yeah, you're in a lot of pain, aren't you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm in a ton, but got to do what I got to do." She's like, "Okay, well, you need to get your rest and chill out, and evidently you're pushing yourself a little much." I'm like, "Okay, fair enough." Um, so that like same day, I believe it was, or maybe the next, I don't know. My mom's like, "So, one of your kids is like bawling at night. What's going on? Everything okay with them?" And I sort of giggled. I looked at my mom. Mom, she's like, "What? That's me." I'm sorry. I'll try and stop. I'll see what I can do about it. She's like, "That's you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I hurt, Mom. It's not like it stops when I'm asleep." Which is sort of what I want to say, but that's incredibly rude, and I'm not. I don't want to. I love my mom. She's good about helping out with the family. She's there, and I mean, I love her. I think it was just one of those. Whoa. So you hurt bad enough to bawl in your sleep, and that's part of fibro is you really you don't you can hide it as much as you want, but the people around you are gonna figure crap out. I went from being on the chore list to like, hey, we'd love to see you downstairs today. And I'm like, oh well, I'll do my best. And and I'd get downstairs and they'd say, hey, how you doing? And that became the goal because you can't. You try really hard, but there's only so much you can do before everything breaks. Hey, there you go. You can turbo boost your car for so long before the engine blows. And with Fibro, man, you have to use some massive boost to keep going, and you blow the engine like in a week, um, and then you spend 6 months trying to rebuild it, kind of thing. Maybe not that long, but so yeah, Fibro is it's got that sort of double-edged sword thing. I mean, there are a lot of people who have it who can push through and do things, and they've gotten a good balance. But I guarantee it, those same people probably after they get done with work or with their day or whatever, they lie down and they're done. That's probably a good portion of them, um, which sucks for everybody concerned because me in particular, I won't say you, I said me. I went from barbecuing for Memorial Day with like 4 grills going, and my kids with me and having a blast, and we're just chilling at the house to hey, we'd love to see you downstairs sometime this week. Oh, I'll do my best. It's not easy. So if you have fibro, there's a lot of things we can do. If you know somebody with fibro and you wonder why they're not out all the time, but when they are, they look perfectly fine, they're very good at faking it. Very good. I guarantee 90% of the time you talk to that person and say, hey, quick question, you being out with us tonight, are you going to be in bed tomorrow? And they'll probably say, well, yeah, probably. Or, well, yeah, I got a couple things I got to do, but then I'm going to pass out for a day or two. Yeah, why? Oh, just checking. Hey, you okay? It's good to see you. Let them know you care. Fibro's that invisible disease that really sucks, and I don't wish it on anybody. I think I've said that before. Okay, well, my body's killing me, so I'm gonna end this and see if I got some other stuff to add in. Hey, like, comment, subscribe, and stay crazy, gang.